Welcome to the Mindset Mirror Connection podcast. In today's episode, we're saying what's up to supplements. For those of you who are like, what supplements do I take as a woman? We're going to talk about the basics, and we're going to talk about the recommended dosage, differences in certain type of supplements, and so on. So if you're ready to listen up and lean in as we elevate your mind.
What's up?
What's up, sup?
What's up, sups?
People don't like to hear about eating disorders.
What? Why? I love that one.
I loved it too. We had 94 views on our reel. That's it.
Oh.
I don't know about the actual episode.
Oh, okay.
But our reel was like real bad.
Reels are rough. I have a link as notes, but I have not done any of that. So I need to do that.
Yeah. I posted a bunch this weekend.
Did you?
Posted a lot of our testimonials.
Oh, good.
Yeah, good fucking testimonials.
Yes, we do.
You know,
because we have good results.
Well, I'm going to do another one because the common question with people is that they think that we're only going to focus on mindset and they're not going to see weight loss.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's like an FAQ I get all the time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And I'm like, so I'm actually going to say on the like, just have pictures of all of our like actual like progress photos. I'm like, can I work on my body as well as my mind?
Yes.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So we're going to do that.
Okay.
It's hard, but as Erin said on her, after her client spotlight, she goes, that's why people sign up with you, because of the testimonials.
Really?
I mean, why do you think so many people from her crew have signed up?
Yeah. Because they see her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is. And I was looking at her pictures before her wedding to her pictures now, and she is leaner now.
Probably.
It's insane. And she's doing less anymore. So
anyway, and she had the move and baby.
Yeah, it's crazy. Speaking of babies, Tia Claire Toomey, first mama to win the CrossFit game.
I didn't look at that. I was going to look at her.
Loved that. She now has as many titles as Tom Brady has rings.
Seriously?
Yep.
That's funny.
So shout out to Tia, one of my faves. Just a beast, man.
Golly.
There was one girl that literally is the same height and weight as me. And our legs, I was asking Mark, I was like, do my legs look like her legs? Now, obviously I have more cellulite, but your legs look just like her, but our midsections were a lot different. It's just interesting. Like very similar bodied though.
That's interesting. Yeah. So we had our first group call last week for Mindset of Mommies too. She looks banging. Jesus.
Yeah. And banging to us is like ripped.
Yeah. Sorry.
How'd it go?
It was good. So it was just the first week is just like the introductory call, essentially, where I'm like, let's review the program, make sure everybody's getting on okay, and talk about like this is what we're going to expect. And I do that initially when they sign up, but also just to like reiterate it on the video. So it was interesting because we talked about like preparing to try and have a baby if someone isn't just willy-nilly having a baby.
Don't knock yourself out with the microphone.
So we talked about like how like preparing to conceive, because what a lot of women don't know is like, okay, I got off birth control, like should be pregnant. And it's like, well, no, sometimes that takes a little bit. Also that you can only get pregnant within a 3 to 5 day span of the month. So how do you like, because sometimes it's like have sex a bunch and it's like, or you could just have like, you literally just have to have sex once in that time.
Correct.
And so just talking about that. And then we talked about interviewing an OBGYN, because I brought up there's different birthing positions that you can do. And especially, so you don't have to give birth on your back. Did you know that?
No.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to give birth on your back. And if you have an epidural, you definitely don't have to give birth on your back.
So you can do it on your side?
You can do it on your side. You can do it doggy, or you can do it like
Ew. I don't like any of it.
Or you can do it like in a deep squat position.
Oh God.
Don't like that. Go grossy wossy.
So I would just shit everywhere.
Well, you do. You do that. So one of the girls was like, I was talking about it, like, hey, you don't have to give birth on your back. Like now, again, if baby's coming out that way and everything's moving smoothly, great. But most of the time it's not, because you got to think of your pelvis, and then you think of your tailbone. So if I'm birthing on my back, my tailbone is going to scoop up and block baby coming out. So I need to move it out of the way. And then, no, you don't, not this time.
I did.
And then also too, like if so think of like your pelvis. So if my legs are like in a butterfly, it closes off that opening. Whereas if my legs are kind of, what is this? I don't even know.
Like
Pigeon.
knock-kneed.
Yeah. Knock-kneed. Then it opens up my hips for baby to come through too. And so we talked about like how to address that with an OBGYN.
Yeah.
Right. Because one of the girls was like, how do I like make sure I can do that? I said, well, it's not so much you go like, hey man, do I have to give birth on my back? It's more so of like, what positions do you help facilitate for giving birth?
Oh,
right.
Look at you teaching people.
Yeah.
I've never been so grossed out.
Yeah. So
like,
that's it.
I don't know what my issue, like,
it's gross.
No, just pregnancy for me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
it's weird. Like your nipples are all big. Like my nipples are big and they're pointy.
It's just crazy.
And then like my belly, like today. So when I was coming here, I was going to
wear your belly is the same size for a while.
Oh, really? Oh, no. Today I'm like, ooh, like I put on I was going to originally wear pants because of how our legs look. But then I realized, we don't
see our legs.
We don't see our legs anymore. Just your frizzy hair.
Yeah.
So I put on pants, but they looked so funny. And I was like, well, that's funny.
That's funny. They're funny.
Yeah. And so then I'm like, well, I'll just wear the shorts, whatever.
Yeah.
And so, it's just getting there.
So I watched the NSYNC thing.
Oh, you did? What'd you think?
I didn't realize he had a Ponzi scam.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. And then how did he die?
I think he just bad health.
Oh,
I think he had a heart attack.
That makes sense.
Or something.
I think it sucks.
He's terrible, man.
Like, I didn't know he took from people. That's the worst. Like, we watch American Greed, and I'm like, those people are fucking.
Well, like to have
terrible.
like NSYNC or whomever the band is, like come parade around for all these investors, and then now these people lost all their money.
Yeah,
like, and it's just gone.
It's just like legal sex trafficking. I can't. What else do we watch?
I watched Clickbait. I'm watching that. It was okay.
What was that about?
Clickbait? I don't know. It's about this guy who apparently gets kidnapped, and if he gets like a 5 million likes, they kill him. So he ends up dying. So it's like his.
Is it a real story?
No.
Oh.
It's like his family. You know why I watched it is because I forget what's the guy's name in Entourage, the main guy. Adrian.
Adrian's their actual name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Adrian doesn't start with a G.
Yeah, something. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Aaron is like,
yeah.
But he was in one of my favorite movies with Melissa Joan Hart growing up, and so ever since then, I love anything he's in, even if it's terrible.
Bring It On.
No.
Wait, Melissa Joan Hart.
Melissa Joan Hart. It's where they're neighbors and they don't like each other, but then they like fake date to get back at their exes, but then they end up liking each other.
No idea.
Oh, come on!
I thought it was in Bring It On.
No, Melissa Joan Hart.
Who was the I Get the Door tour? Who was that guy?
That's I got the door. I thought
it was the same guy.
No. That's a funny movie though.
I
haven't watched that movie in a long time.
Where's nothing? We're sweet.
Drive me crazy. Drive me crazy.
Yeah. I swear I'm not a whore. Anyways,
Adrian Grenier.
Grenier.
Yeah, Grenier.
Says Amanda.
Says the not beach path.
Castillo is what I thought.
Yeah.
From the get-go. Anyways,
Vincent Chase. That's his role in Entourage. There we go.
Yes. Vinny.
Yes.
I loved Entourage. Bring it back.
And I tried watching it, but I've never stuck with it.
We watched Entourage. We watched Dexter. That was a good era on HBO or whatever it was.
You like Dexter? Michael and I used to watch it when we were first dating, and I was like, this show's so fucking stupid.
I love Dexter. So I watched Dexter.
Now I went.
Put me in front of pregnancy? Fuck no. Get me out of here.
You know what you should listen to on podcasts?
It has to do with pregnancy.
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. It's Dr. Death. Have you listened to that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's older. It's probably about.
Oh, it's about the doctor that killed people.
The spine surgeon guy.
Yes, I've seen a lot of Datelines and 48 Hours and
expert.
Yeah, I'm an expert on Dr. Death. No, he's not actually a doctor.
No.
Yeah,
but it's
spine surgery.
Creepy.
It's fucking crazy.
Uh-huh. Like leave sponges on people.
This is why I'm not eating mercury.
Long story short.
They're like, yeah, you're going to die going to the doctor.
Uh-huh.
What else? Pop culture news. We got the Real Housewives of New Jersey ending.
Forever.
Not forever.
Is Teresa Guides still on it?
Judice.
Judice.
She
got
is.
divorced, didn't she?
Yeah, and she got married to Louis.
Okay. Are they still married?
Yes.
Is the sister-in-law still on it?
She is, but they won't talk anymore. So now they're not having a
Shocker.
finale because they can't be in the same building
Oh
together.
my
Not a
God.
finale, a reunion.
These
So
women.
the talk on the town is that they're getting rid of everyone and rebranding New Jersey because it's just too much drama.
Shit show.
But everyone's like, how can Teresa not be on New Jersey? I mean, she literally went to prison. They stopped filming and then brought it back when she came back.
She'll probably get a spinoff.
That's true.
Just like what's her face got the spinoff.
Who's what's her face?
That one chick, I think she was Atlanta with the blonde hair. She married the NFL guy. And she I forget her name.
Something don't hurry to wait or something like that.
I don't know. She was like a singer and she had the 2 daughters and she married the NFL guy and then had the baby with him. Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah.
God. You know what? I forgot to tell you. So I went and got my hair cut on Friday, clearly. It looks great when I leave and for the first 24 hours.
I've seen her do her hair. Yeah. I'm like, wow, you have really pretty hair.
I'm getting photos done because we're going to do baby photos. So I'll look great then.
Who's doing them?
Nicole.
Good.
Yeah. And then, so I went to him and we were just chatting. He's very interesting because they do like him and his husband. I think they are married. They'll do like remodels on really expensive high-end homes because they also own a home store too.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're very into it. And so the logistics of it are very interesting. But anyway,
a home store that doesn't have king pillows?
No, they own the like high-end home store up north in Scottsdale.
Like Restoration Hardware?
Just kidding. I don't even know what it's called. And I've never even been in there and it's around the corner. So I'm like, oh, anyway. So GLP-1s, because I was asking him because I'm in Scottsdale. And so I was like, so are you seeing a lot of people that are on? He goes, oh my gosh. And he's like, everybody. And I said, what do you think? And he goes, well, their hair is falling out and thinning. And so then they asked me what I can do. And so I go, we'll do extensions. So all these girls, their hair is coming out. And because there's no nutrition.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And so now everybody's getting extensions.
Which
I said, well, that's a great business model for you. But then also like not good.
No, that's only if your hair is thinning, you don't want extensions. You're gonna look like it's Barbie doll that you remember when you used to try to cut your Barbie's hair and it was like that's what your hair's gonna look like. Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's sad. Well, he said one of his clients only has 1 hash brown from McDonald's a day.
What the fuck?
That's the majority of what I hear. I don't hear like the Dr. Tina stuff.
I do. I mean, my friend Melissa has posted freely on her.
You did?
Yeah, she looks amazing. Like she did it the right way. She
is this
strength trained. Yeah.
Okay.
She strength trained. She focused on protein. She had like adverse reactions to certain foods, and that's what she didn't like. But like she ate. And she looks great. I mean, she looks like she like trained for a program.
Cool.
You know? Of course, again, if we're doing it that way, your body after this is going to be a mess. But if you do it, there's a right way to, there's so much. I'm team GLP-1.
I'm team
doing it the right way. Yeah.
GLP-1.
Especially the microdosing. I talked to my friend who's a naturopath this weekend. We talked about some compound pharmacies where we can like.
You want the compound pharmacy.
Get her to, she's going to be moving from one practice to the other and it'll be here at the Biltmore so we can get people to go to her, which is nice. So it can be this whole synergistic thing. Yeah. Okay. So I have gum in my mouth.
Well, I have another. So a person that I see weekly is doing it. Mm-hmm. And she's switching brands because it's no longer working.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah,
you're supposed to kind of like
she's been on it for like
a long time. You're supposed to
and she eats like shit.
Oh, good.
And it doesn't work out.
Well, how are you seeing her weekly?
Because I work with her.
Oh yeah. I remember this. You're supposed to kind of phase it in and out, just like you would like HRT, hormone, like you phase these things, but people aren't doing it right because they can get it from
anybody
at this point. Like my med spa does it.
Yeah.
Now my med spa has nurses. I mean, they also do Botox, you know? But yeah, don't do it that way. There's a right way to do it, guys. It's I like have clients with PCOS, and if, the protocols that we try don't work, I'm like, this isn't a terrible thing if you can compound it and microdose it and do it the right way, but no one gets that.
Mind Pumps, their program is coming out August 21st.
Cool.
FYI.
I mean, I think what it's going to be focused on is like maybe slowly getting into
I don't know.
training. I don't know. Anyway,
we'll find out.
Speaking though of taking care of your body, today we're going to talk about supplements. I interrupt this episode to bring you our August promo, which is $100 off the Mindset Method group coaching cohort. This cohort is designed to work in a group capacity and work together to understand your relationship with your body, food, and self-worth. More importantly, this is our last cohort in 2024, and you'll be able to work with my Mindset Method coaches on how to not put too much on your plate, both figuratively and literally during the holiday season. In this program, you receive access to the Mindset of Matter app, where you get access to our exclusive Mindset Method curriculum and reflections. On top of that, you receive daily journal prompts to help solidify what you're learning through that curriculum and that reflection of the week. And more importantly, you get time with a coach. You and your cohort will work with your Mindset Method coach to process and understand and get coaching around what you're learning. And that is on a weekly basis. On top of that, and last but not least, you'll get access to the community forum and so many other resources. So if you're ready to go through a holiday season where we do not binge, we don't see weight gain, we don't go into the mindset of starting again on January, check out the show notes below for the link to this offer. Now, back to the show. Now, I want to start this off by saying always we should be trying to get the majority of this from our natural sources, whether that be food or the environment, because
i.e. sunlight,
baby. Yes.
And having a good circadian rhythm.
Yes. You know what I did last night? I only took one of my melatonin and I went to sleep just fine. I was like, has this been playing with me this whole time? Placebo effect. So maybe I won't take one.
You could see.
I woke up a lot, but I always wake up. It's Brooklyn that wakes me up.
Wow.
Yeah. Fucking Brooklyn.
I know.
She gets down. She wants water. Finally, we just started closing our bedroom door because then she'll try to go outside and
meanders.
Yeah. And then we worry because we have to make sure she doesn't fall off the bed.
Right.
She's an old lady.
You guys don't have stairs or a ramp?
We do, but she'll turn and her butt will be off the side and then boom, she's breaking a hip.
That's sad.
It sucks. So we wake up in the middle of the night. I had a 92 sleep score. Oh, and guess what? Guess what my heart rate was last night?
I don't know.
49.
Wow.
I know. I love when it's in the 40s. I'm like,
I'm
so healthy.
To sleep again.
Oh, by the way, Aura now connects to Everfit.
Oh, really?
Yes. I need to tell the peeps.
I was thinking about getting an Aura ring.
I love it.
Why do you like that more? Well, we should talk about that in another episode.
Well, just because this doesn't stay charged. This stay charged for 5 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you have to charge it every 5 days.
That's a game changer.
Yeah. I don't.
Do you lift with the Aura ring?
I don't lift with my wedding ring. I lift with the Aura ring because it's flat.
Yeah. Oh, so that was a good. I bet you
they thought about it. They thought about it.
Okay. Back to suppies.
Supplements. Sup. We need. It's just like GLP-1s. We need to be getting these nutrients from our food and not just supplementing with them. So creating that foundation around what we're doing, only using them as they sound as supplements. Now, I just ordered some omega-3s and I'm like, do I actually need these? Because I eat fatty fish.
Probably not.
Every day. Yeah. Sometimes twice a day. Is that bad? Am I going to die?
No.
Great.
You're on the Mediterranean diet.
I am. Because I am Mediterranean. I'm going to eat like my ancestors. And it's working out for me. My poops are great. I told you that. They don't smell as bad now, which is great.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'm just on a roll. I'm on a roll. I'm getting a little hormonal this week, I think. It's early for that, though, but who knows what's going on in my body.
Yeah.
Feeling a little,
yeah. A little agitated.
Yeah. This morning, I don't know what happened. I was like,
Probably nothing.
Yeah.
Just woke up.
Oh, I know what it was. Mark didn't bring me feta cheese yesterday. He's like, they were out of the kind you like. And I'm like, well, did they have this kind, Mark? And he goes, yeah, and this kind. And I'm like,
so you can get either of those kinds? Yeah.
Because they usually get fat free.
See, that was like me with Michael yesterday, where I was like, can you, this motherfucker. So he needed to mow the lawn, but he turned off the water when we left. I don't know why. And so he hasn't turned the water back on for the lawn. So our grass is dying, but he doesn't want to turn the water back on because he needs to mow the lawn.
Oh my gosh.
So instead of just mowing the fucking lawn, our grass died. And so now we have dead grass, but now a mowed lawn.
Anyway.
So yeah, I was pissed about that.
Supplements. Eventually, that person who hates us, who probably doesn't listen to us anymore, they're like, well, they just, yeah. But if you're listening, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So what are supplements?
Yes. So supplements can come in multitudes of ways, but they come in a multitude of ways. So you can do, and it's usually oral, usually like you're not injecting them. Like if you're injecting them, you probably need a doctor prescription and that's something different, but they're going to come in liquid, powder, or capsule form. They also are going to contain vitamins, minerals, herbs, or additional like amino acids to support your health. So thinking of if it's vitamins, minerals, herbs, and amino acids, so proteins, carbs, and fats or something like that is essentially what those are broken down. Again, going back to most of the time, we want these from whole natural foods. Supplements are a great way to foster additional benefit to your body. But in how you take them is probably up to you. Like if you don't do well with pill form, there's probably
like liquid.
A powder or a liquid.
Yeah, I just ordered D&K liquid dropper. Yeah. So
yeah. So yeah, like inositol you can do as a pill, but I just do a powder in my water.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, they usually have powder form. I did creatine. I got new creatine. I got omegas. I got D&K.
So. Well, even like your multivitamins, you can do gummies or just like a powder, or you can do capsule.
So my cousin was telling me, so her boss had them make these little like powder, almost like a quarter size little discs that you could put in your water, and they have all these like fruits and vegetables. And she said she looked at making it a gummy, and the amount of gelatin they would need, it'd have to be like the size of like a grapefruit. Yeah. So it got me thinking about the gummy industry. Like, is that really
like as potent? I don't think so, because when I was messing around with prenatals, so prenatals, you like actually have to take it like multiple times throughout the day. It's not just like a one and done to get your maximum.
That's the one. Those are the types of supplements I can't take.
Yeah.
I take them one time a day.
No, it's like you're supposed to take them either.
Why can't I take the 3 at one time?
Because it doesn't disperse well or something. But like so like, for example, and this is not completely true, but it's true enough, is like the 2 a day, like when you take it morning and afternoon, equated to like 5 gummies. So the capsules, 2 capsules was equal to 5 gummies when I switched the gummies. And I was like, well, I don't want to take like 5 fucking gummies. I mean, and then the gummies were like, I think like 30 calories or something like
Piece?
that. No, total. Which is not a big deal, but you're also like, what do you put in there?
Well, gelatin is from animal.
Isn't it from like a hoof?
Yeah, there's protein in it though. Trying to get some protein in it.
Okay.
So who uses supplements? Anyone?
Yeah.
Athletes, prenatal, postnatal, non-natal. Is non-natal a thing?
Well, I was going to gross you out. I'm going to eat my placenta.
No, that's not gross.
Okay.
I might eat your placenta. Just kidding.
Well, it'll be in a capsule.
Yeah. Supplements, who takes them? Anybody can take them.
Yeah.
Unless there are certain supplements that you might have too much in your body, which you had vitamin D.
Yes.
So she stopped taking it.
Yes.
But how did you figure that out?
Blood work.
From a
doctor.
Boom. That's what you need to do.
Go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor. So the ones we're talking about are very basic, and are just going to help your general health overall, specific to women. But the benefits of using them are you can address specific imbalances, of course, help with energy support bone health, support inflammation, enhance cognitive and immune functioning. So those are all good things. We want to do that. And then really, I don't know if you guys know this, but like the supplement industry is not regulated by the FDA. The FDA only regulates if they're saying something that the supplement can do that it can't do. Then they're like, no, that's not true. But they're not regulating it like the Drugs and Food Administration.
Yeah.
So there are third-party site or not sites, but
third-party testing companies. And so usually it's like you'll see a third party, like NSF is one that I look for, but also just knowing like certain brands are reputable brands as well. So we've got Thorne, Legion, Organifi, Paleo Valley.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one that I'm thinking.
Optimum Nutrition.
Optimum Nutrition. I'm trying. Theralogics is another one.
What's the blue and white? Pure. I think it's called Pure or something.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think Lane Norton has his own supplement brand, maybe. I'm not sure. And then what's it called? Seeking Health, which is like you can get supplements on there as well.
We, as a company, have a full script.
Our full script. Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Seeking Health is a brand that is on full script.
So we are able to, put together something for our clients based on their doctor's recommendations, because usually the doctor, they may even have a full script login or site, I guess you would call it. But we are able to do that ourselves. If a doctor says, hey, you need X, Y, and Z, we can go in, create your treatment plan for you. That's what it's called in full script, and then send it over to you, and we get it at a discounted rate. So
I would even say too, like Element, that's a supplement. They're
that's on there.
On full script.
Yeah.
Probably
I doubt it. I take Element every day. I love it. So tasty.
What's your favorite flavor?
I think just lime.
Oh, yeah. I really don't like the lime right now.
Oh, good.
I used to love it.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, I like lime.
Or orange. Raspberry or orange.
Yeah. I just grab one and take it. So,
okay.
And less chocolate. Okay. So first thing I'm going to talk about supplementing is something that people ask us about often, which is protein powder. Now, I've talked about that when we're eating our protein, we want to make sure, or when we're getting in protein, we want to try to eat it as much as possible. Not just because, that's what you need to do, but you have a thermic effect of protein. So your body temperature raises a certain amount. You burn a little bit more calories when you're digesting protein. It's slower to digest, which keeps you fuller longer. So when you're in this fat loss phase, it's really beneficial, because if I'm just drinking protein, I'm going to get hungry faster. Whereas if I can eat protein, I'm going to not only burn a little bit more calories, but it's going to slow gastric emptying. However, not everyone can hit their protein goals. So talk about protein.
So when we're taking protein powder, protein powder, there's different kinds of protein powder. So there's usually a dairy based and a non-dairy based. And for me, for example, I can't do a dairy based. I haven't tried casein, because I hear if you have a whey protein powder, like upset tummy, you can try casein. But I just ended up switching to a non-dairy, and it's been fine. Anyway, so again, you want to try and get your protein powder from foods. I like to use protein powder or protein from food. Sorry. But I like to use protein powder as in like situations. So for example, maybe I'm traveling and I know, like when you travel, it's really hard to get enough protein in throughout the day. So that's one way I like to supplement it for myself or clients. I like to add protein powder. Like if there's a Greek yogurt or something like that, or cottage cheese or a smoothie, just adding something in there. So it's not just like a sugar bomb of energy. When we're talking about, even for my clients who don't have breakfast for whatever reason, I'm usually like, can we try a protein drink? Because you have to think, if I'm trying to get 100 grams of protein per day, there's breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. So, 25 grams per meal, essentially. And so if I'm taking away one of those meals, I'm essentially already missing out of a protein target. Now, if my target is 75 grams, fine. But if my target is maybe 80, 85 grams, I've got to figure that out somewhere. So I'll ask them to do a protein drink for breakfast, or even like a smoothie or something. And usually that solves the breakfast problem, because then they actually realize I am hungry.
Right.
And then we actually start having breakfast from real whole foods.
Yes.
But anyway, so the most popular one that you see out there is probably your whey protein. So again, it's coming from milk. It's going to be rich in these amino acids. Most of them have all the amino acids too. If there's BCAAs and EAAs, like little like powders that you'll see. But in my opinion, just take the protein powder and just hit all the targets.
Right. Agreed.
That you're getting down to like the nitty gritty, or what do we like the sand, when we're really talking about the big rocks here.
Well, and the reason why whey becomes so hard on the tummy is it's quickly digested. So if you're someone, which is not uncommon for our clients, they're like, oh, I just get a bellyache. I'm like, okay, we can switch to these other ones we're going to talk about. The casein
or the pea or the what's another? I don't even know it. Or collagen is one too. So protein is important for your muscle growth, muscle recovery. One question that we do get with the protein powder a lot that I see in our Facebook group is timing.
Right.
Right. And so when should I take my protein powder shake? And again, are you getting enough protein, like food throughout
Through
the
your
day,
meals.
through your meals? But honestly, your timing doesn't matter as much because you should be having it throughout the day anyways.
Right.
So I did want to address that.
Yeah. Well, and that really depends because, we talk about all these different women doctors that we follow, and they all kind of have different answers to that. I've tried to take protein before my workouts and I feel sick.
Yeah.
15 grams of protein, a little bit of carbs. I do better working out without eating. And that's just my body. However, might that change as I get further in like perimenopause? Sure. But for now, my body doesn't see that as a stress as some bodies do. So you'll know, like, am I hungry? Now, I'm also having a little bit of carbs because I'm drinking coffee with creamer. So I cold plunge, then coffee, then workout. That's my thing.
Protocol.
Yeah. Well, I walk before I cold plunge too. I interrupt this episode to bring you our August promo, which is $1 for 1 month of the Mindset and Movement fitness training app. This app has been designed for anyone, whether you're a beginner, advanced, whether you have access to a full gym, or maybe you have dumbbells at home, or maybe you only have 20 minutes and you want to get a great workout in. If this is you, this app has been designed for you. The app includes 4-phase training programs. We have a 5-day split for someone who has access to a full gym. We have a 5-day split if someone has access to dumbbells. We have a 3-day body weight and band split if you want to start there. We have a 3-day time crunch dumbbell workout split if you're short on time. And we have core programs that you can add to any of the other programs. The nice thing about this app is that every month the workout change. The workouts are going to be designed based on the previous workout, so they're well phased so that you get the results that you desire. You also get access to our community forum of like-minded individuals to share your experience and share your workouts and your success. You'll also get access to a variety of resources that the Mindset of Matter includes in this program. So if you're ready to get in the best shape of your life, click the link below to get $1 for 1 month. And here's the great thing. After the first month, it's $29 per month. So you'll definitely want to partake in this. Now, back to the show. So that obviously is going to create its own thing. So the coffee, though, I think obviously is going to suppress my appetite, and my my oat milk creamer has a little bit of that sugar in it. So I think that's really what ends up happening is I have that and I'm fine. But for other women, it's not. And then after the workout can be another time to throw that in, have your protein after the workout. Usually though, you're going to have a meal somewhere in there.
Hopefully.
Right. But there's just so many different types of protein powders. So like we talked about, whey, casein is going to slowly digest. So this can be an alternative for people who maybe don't do as well. Like Mark can't have any sort of whey at all. It gives him really bad stomach ache. But if he did casein, like he'll be at the end of the night and know that he hasn't hit his protein goal for some reason. And he wants to have one of the Fairlives, but then he gets stomach ache. Yeah. So he would do casein, but then there's a bunch of different plant options as well. So if you're like, nope, I don't want anything to do with that. Or again, it's too hard on your belly. You have soy protein. Now be careful for that because soy can cause issues with estrogens. Yeah. Estrogen levels. You have pea proteins, which are rich in those branched chain amino acids, as Amanda talked about. Hemp protein are more based on fatty acids, your omega-3s, as well as their higher fiber. So that's a nice little 1-2 punch. Now, keep in mind with a lot of these we're talking about, the amount of protein will vary too. So like your egg white, your whey, your casein are going to be higher. Your collagen is literally the highest amount of amino acids that we have in our body. So just make sure you look at that. Like not all proteins are created equal. Collagen seems to be like the new hot thing, and it's oftentimes geared towards women. So I thought, it'd be important.
Yeah. And for me, I'm like, if you're going to have the collagen, you can have just the protein powder too. I'm not really like the collagen they promote for like skin, joint, and hair. But again, if you're eating enough throughout the day, you're probably going to hit those targets.
True. Yes. So you can get, collagen again through meat, fish, bone broth, if that's something you make, egg whites. Yay. We love egg whites, except for Mark. Can't have them. So you can get that through your food, but if that's something that you.
They often say like postpartum recovery collagen's good too. But I also wonder, like, to me, I'm like, is that because they're not eating enough in general and it's a supplement like to help kind of move that needle a little bit? I don't know that enough.
We lose about 1% of our collagen after our 40s. So again, could we just increase that through our food? Sure. But if that's hard for you, you can add a collagen powder. Again, this is just going to keep that collagen up. So skin elasticity, muscle recovery, and cartilage recovery is going to be helpful with collagen. So I just wanted to talk about that because people always ask about it.
Well, and one thing to add to the protein before we move on is if you are vegan or vegetarian, you probably need to be taking a protein powder because it will be very challenging for you to hit a protein target.
Absolutely.
And so that's one where I would say, like, not everybody needs this, but if this is the way you eat, that's probably an essential.
Agreed. So moving on, creatine. We love creatine. So just to put it into perspective, everyone produces creatine in their body, but women naturally have about 70 to 80% lower creatine than men, right? So obviously that says we would benefit from supplementing creatine more than men would. We are not little men, as JC Sim says. So talk about creatine and kind of the benefits of it.
Creatine helps with muscle development and muscle recovery. There's also studies that are now showing that it helps with your mental health. But you know what I've seen on that is that it needs to be more than that 5 grams per day too. So that's something to consider long term. Like, okay, so not only are we working on building our muscle, but we want to help facilitate our muscles being able to recover. But in addition to making sure we're not overtraining, making sure we're eating enough to support that, but also mentally, if it can help that long-term process, great. Usually with creatine, you're taking about 5 grams a day. Again, that can be in pill or powder form. It's usually tasteless unless it's mixed with something. I think Legion has the one that's mixed with something.
Yeah, it has, it's a post-recovery powder, I believe.
But usually it's tasteless, odorless. Like, you know, it looks like a drug.
It looks like cocaine.
Yeah, it looked there. I was like, I don't know. It looks like cocaine. But it's really easily mixed. It's not cakey or chalky because again, it's almost like a tablespoon, if that, and a little bit more. Other than that, one of the things that I see with it too is that women are fearful that they gain weight because of creatine, but it's literally helping your muscle bellies and retaining more water. So it's bringing hydration to your muscles. Muscles are going to look a little bit fuller, which is actually what we want because you want your muscles to look fuller in the sense of it shows a nice shapely figure that you've been developing through strength training. But yes, okay, so your trade-off is maybe on the scale, it goes up 1 to 3 pounds, if that.
But eventually,
come
back
also,
down.
Yeah, and also it's not that you actually gained, as you know, gained fat mass, right? It's literally just your body's holding more water,
right?
But your trade-off is this more shapely look that makes you actually look leaner than those 3 to 5 pounds that you think you gained.
Right.
There's your trade-off.
Right. And again, the scale's stupid.
Yes.
It can also benefit like bone health, right? So it can help with improving bone density, improving the production of cells responsible for like your bone formation. So as again, we're getting older, it's going to be beneficial to your bone health, as we talked about, cognitive, emotional health, mental health, but also cognitive health. There's a lot of research on its ability to slow cognitive disease like Alzheimer's and things like that. So it reduces mental fatigue even. So if you're like, yes, I'm looking at longevity, but also I'm looking at doing something that helps me today. Creatine can help with like things like mental fatigue and memory, which we struggle with.
Yeah.
You, pregnant brain, me, my brain.
Yes.
So again, as Amanda talked about, 3 to 5, is it grams, right?
Grams.
Per day. I put it in my greens. I drink that while I'm making my breakfast. And that's how I get my creatine.
I just put it in my water.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It is the highest researched supplement on the market. It over and over again in meta-analyses, which is a collection of research, continues to show benefits beyond bodybuilding. We used to just say this is a bodybuilding supplement. It is not. we need to be giving it to your parents, to yourself. I don't know about children, but I can imagine that would be helpful.
Yeah.
For
The
kids.
other question too is pregnant women, because it's not studied in pregnant women.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I asked my doctor and he's like, oh, and I ended up like for a while I wasn't taking it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, we're just going to take it. But that's just me.
Well, I was reading something that had mentioned that even like during menses, like the week before your period, you are not in as much of a catabolic, or you're in an anabolic state. So like increasing it during that week could be beneficial. Really? Yeah. So just that week prior, increasing your protein, increasing your creatine intake can be beneficial during that week. But again, what we're talking about, guys, are like
nitty gritty.
Yeah. If you're not even hitting your protein goal, yes, we want you to add creatine into your diet. Now, there is a non-responder aspect of creatine, meaning that some people will not get benefits from it.
Yeah, but that's probably few and far between too.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Okay.
Well, like, hang on. Because the benefits that you think you get, like, you're not going to all of a sudden be like, oh my God, I'm taking creatine.
Yeah.
Like, I feel a difference. Like, you're just kind of like, oh, I don't feel as like fatigued as I used to.
Right. I'm out of it right now. I just ordered some more. So maybe that's my mood. Maybe that's my mood.
That's
I don't take it on the weekends.
You don't?
No.
Really?
Nope. I just forget. All right, moving on.
Shocking.
Yes. Maybe I forget because I'm not taking it because I get it.
Yeah.
It's a cycle. Vitamin D. Vitamin D's nuts. What?
I like that.
Thank you. Vitamin D has like a gazillion jobs in the body, literally 400 jobs in the body. We are going to talk about a few. Again, bone health. We love strong bones, helps with calcium absorption.
Well, vitamin D is also important too, though, for your like circadian rhythm. So think of where you get the vitamin D from naturally, sunlight. So exposing yourself to the sun, your body goes, okay, it's time to wake. Sun starts to set. Okay, time to sleep. And so it supports that whole aspect as well. It just supports bone health. It supports your immune system. It supports your mood regulation. Did you take your vitamin D today? But you also have to be careful. Like for me, I was doing the like liquid form. And so I had no idea how much I was taking every day.
Oh,
I would just.
Oh,
yeah.
That's probably why you were
It was super high.
Yeah.
But, and also to note, like if you have darker skin complexion, it's going to be harder to get vitamin D than your lighter skin as well.
If you're outside.
Yeah.
So other benefits, again, it's going to help improve heart health. It's going to improve muscle function. There is like a deficiency. There's a link between a deficiency in vitamin D and increased risk of sarcopenia, which is decreased muscle strength or muscle mass, particularly in older individuals. So we definitely want to be focusing on that if we're in our later years. Reduction in inflammation, you guys. There are people who are holding on to like 5 to 10 pounds of inflammation. Now, again, omega-3s, vitamin D, these are things that are going to ultimately help with inflammation. But if we have chronic inflammation, things like arthritis, adding in vitamin D is going to be beneficial to you. For maintaining like average levels of vitamin D, we want anywhere from 30 to 50 ng milliliters. That's what was recommended. This will help with increasing optimal health, this is going to help in increasing optimal health, bone health, immune function, and all the things we talked about.
They recommend that baby supplement with vitamin D for the first year too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was reading about that last night. I was like, oh, that's interesting. After if they use formula, usually they don't have to, but if you breastfeed, usually they want you to supplement with vitamin D. I know, for a baby.
Interesting.
I was like, huh, okay.
Little babies.
I guess we'll find that out.
Well, as I just mentioned, like omega-3s, fish oil is the next one we're going to talk about. Everything we studied comes back to omega-3s.
Just your fatties.
Yeah. Mediterranean diet.
Yeah.
You, me, pregnant, perimenopausal.
Yes.
Like it's nutsos. Like Dr. Julie said it, Mediterranean diet. If everyone just went on a Mediterranean diet, they'd be good to go. And let me tell you, I've been eating this diet for how long now? Like 6 weeks? It's easy. It's easy. There's grains in it. It's wonderful. I have now this quinoa that I love.
Ooh.
Oh, it's like a quinoa brown rice. I have whole wheat.
Avocado.
Yeah,
nuts,
a lot of
oil,
avocado,
butter.
nuts, all of those wonderful things. It's wonderful. I'm trying to reduce the amount of dairy, but then also Greek yogurt is a part of it.
Yeah.
So,
but you get your feta and that's all okay. To
Yeah.
me, like at some point, like if dairy, because
Dairy
you're
doesn't
okay
bother
with
me.
dairy, then
Yeah.
okay. Whereas
But-
like Mark and I, if we have dairy, it's like, blah.
yeah. Mark can eat dairy.
I thought he couldn't.
Can he eat
It's
eggs?
just the Fairlife
whey.
whey. It's just whey.
I think
Oh,
that's what he
interesting.
says. We'll see.
Okay.
He does his own experiments on himself.
I get this too.
But again, the anti-inflammatory properties of fish oil are going to help you just feel better. Your joints feel better. Your brain, we hold inflammation in our brains.
Mhm.
So that's going to create that like clarity and
Brain fog.
clearness.
Mhm.
Right. Exactly. Also though, too, we have to remember as our hormones are changing, estrogen is an anti-inflammatory hormone, as we already talked about. And when it's going down, our cortisol levels will naturally go up because cortisol is also anti-inflammatory. That's actually a feedback loop that the body, does, because it's like, oh, this one's going down, this other goes up, because we need that inflammation to ward off illness. So if we can have a diet that will actually help reduce that inflammation, that is also going to bring our cortisol levels down because we'll have a reduction in inflammation. So cortisol doesn't need to go as high. So it's just bing, bong, boom, bong, boom. All the hits. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Other things actually we didn't talk about: mental health support. So studies suggest, again, everything we're talking about helps reductions in depression, but this one specifically in bipolar and schizophrenia.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting.
I know. And then
So do you know that the keto diet helps with epilepsy?
I did know
too?
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Did you like my mom? I think I've talked about it on here. My mom had epilepsy.
She did?
She wasn't supposed to have children, but she had the youth like epilepsy in childhood.
Oh, okay.
She stopped taking her medication and she never had a seizure
Really?
again and had 2 wonderful babies.
Wow.
So there you go. They wanted to give her a
Lobotomy.
lobotomy.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Almost said biopsy. And then I was like, that's not it. Lobotomy in the 60s or whatever it was.
Jesus.
Can you imagine? That's why I'm afraid to take. My doctor originally put me on Wellbutrin for my ADHD because I'm trying not to take a stimulant. And I'm afraid of that because if you have any alcohol, like there's like, you can't because it can cause seizures. And like, it's kind of in my family lines.
You've
I'm
already
like,
got that little tickle.
Yeah. Well, my niece had epilepsy.
Oh shit.
Yeah. She doesn't have seizures anymore.
So my
it
half
skipped
sister
me.
has epilepsy, and they're talking about doing a brain like a
Stint
no
or shunt.
a like brain stimulation, deep brain stimulation, like where they
Interesting.
put like an electrical pad in there.
Has she tried keto?
I don't know. Probably. I'm not a good person.
I'd rather just have brain surgery than not eat carbs. By the way, we had someone on our YouTube. I'm not sure if they're a physician or not. Give us a comment about PCOS.
Oh.
And in their comment specifically, I think it sounds like they're talking about insulin resistant. And they had said that no, 20 carbs is kind of what you need to do.
20.
I really appreciate your comment. I've personally worked with a lot of different physicians that do specialize in PCOS, and it is kind of a case-by-case basis. Not everyone is going to benefit from eating that low of carb because that can actually create more stress in the body, depending on the person, their activity levels, things like that. So I really appreciate the thorough comment, and we want to hear more from you because it was actually very well written and I loved it. Just from my perspective and working with clients with PCOS, specifically with different types of PCOS too, because if I have an androgen PCOS, that can cause more stress in the body. So just want to throw that out there, but thank you. We love you. Please keep on keeping on. And please email us. I'd love if you have a lot of information on PCOS, we might even have you come on.
Are they a doctor?
I don't know if they're a doctor.
Because it hurts to laugh. Hurts is like how you measure reading or not reading. Sound levels.
Oh, maybe it's
Yeah.
one of your friends.
Because like I would say like 1,000 hertz is like a frequency that you test.
Gotcha.
That's interesting.
Maybe that's their last name, or they like the rental car company.
No.
All right. Multivitamin or prenatal. So women can consider a multivitamin to fill in the nutritional gaps that, again, they're not receiving to get those essential vitamins and minerals in. Multivitamins can be beneficial in different parts of your life. So you have multivitamins for teens, you have multivitamins for pre and postnatal, you have multivitamins as you get older.
Yeah.
Obviously, the multivitamins themselves are nice because, again, they're just kind of a blanket for that era of your life. But they're going to give you like higher calcium, for a multivitamin 50 and over.
This is also important to get testing done to see like your vitamins and minerals if you need additional support, because often what you'll hear is like from our kind of groups that we work with is if we're just taking a blanket multivitamin, sometimes you're just having expensive pee too. Like you might not need the
bright green.
Yeah. Yeah. Or yellow.
Yes.
Like, so sometimes like maybe you don't need the calcium, right? Even though we are getting older, calcium starts to decrease, but that's not true for everybody. But so that's one thing to consider too with taking a multivitamin, like the effort, great, appreciate it. Make sure you need it.
Yeah.
Also make sure that it's not, because sometimes multivitamins can interact with other medications too. So another reason to have a educated doctor on your team. But for the prenatals, usually they're recommending like you should just be taking one or at least 3 to 6 months before trying to have a baby too.
Okay.
So that's something to consider as well. Of like, and now is it the end of the world if you start taking one today and you try and have sex tomorrow to have a baby? No. But it's also one of those.
You can still get pregnant.
You can still, yes.
They didn't have prenatals in Stone Age.
Yes. Well, and at some point, like it's okay. It's just because pregnancy takes a lot of nutrition from you. So it's more of a supplement in that form. But it's also just to help kind of build up those reserves as well. That's why you take it in advance.
What's the recommendation for like prenatal?
Like how much?
Yeah.
It depends.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Because there's different ones that have like, you definitely want a folate one, not a folic acid in my research. Okay. So take it with a grain of salt because folic acid. So there's a MTHFR gene. Have you heard of the mother gene? So there's a certain gene that we have. Some people have it. Some people have it like activated. Some people don't. If you have it activated, then your body doesn't process folic acid, and folic or folate acid is like the original of that. Folic is the like
secondary
science-based, like how the manufactured way of it. Like you can have apple, which is the folate, or applesauce. Thank you. So you want methylfolate because that's actually the real form of it. So when you're looking at a prenatal on the back, you want the vitamin D as well in there too, and you definitely want B12s. The rest is just additional, like a surplus of nutrients for your body.
Just put it in there.
Yeah,
add it in. Last but not least, a probiotic. So probiotic helps with balancing your gut health, your gut microbiome. It can help with obviously digestive support and immune support because a lot of the inflammation in our gut can cause us to have a variety of different immune responses. However, again, this is another one of those things we need to know if you're having gut health issues, we don't just get a probiotic. You want to get your gut tested.
Correct.
Because there are certain
bacteria.
Correct. That will actually, a probiotic can make worse. Correct. And there's prebiotics as well. So I was taking seed, which is a pre and a pro, and I stopped taking it. And again, I just changed my food. Yeah. And that seemed to do the work.
Well, and the probiotic doesn't necessarily solve the gut issue. It may help suppress it or kind of deviate it. But if we've got the gut issue, we need to solve that and then consider taking the probiotic if it's applicable to you. But they also say like if you're on a antibiotic, to take a probiotic because the antibiotics change your gut health too. Yes. So I mean, to me, I'm like, I don't think that hurts, but I also would talk to my doctor about it too. Yeah,
absolutely. I think I told you. So our new coach, Liz, she is a gut health specialist.
She knows this.
She had my client do the baking soda test.
Well, okay. So you told me, let's explain that because that was when we forgot to record.
We've had a whole slew of technological issues.
Maybe
we actually recorded this exact podcast last Monday, except for our fucking microphones didn't work. I know why they didn't work.
Why?
Because I confused the name with the camera.
Oh.
Yeah. That was our first time. No, it wasn't. Was it our first time back?
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway. So it was, I believe, a tablespoon or half a tablespoon of baking soda and water. First thing in the morning, empty stomach. She drank it, and then she had to set a timer to see when she burped. And she said, let me know if it's over 3 minutes, because then that's telling me that there's some issues with her stomach acid. It was 7 minutes before she burped. So now she's doing a apple cider vinegar water little protocol before first meal and last meal, just to help with that. And then we'll continue to work on her gut health.
Did you do the baking soda test yourself, just out of curiosity?
No, but I want him to do it.
Okay.
I'm getting my gut health, my allergy.
Oh, yeah. You're going to do it the other way.
So anyways, probiotic we love is seed, just because the only thing about seed is when I first started taking it on, there is a warning you may feel sick. I definitely felt sick. It made me feel like I had like a flu for a couple of days. They also say that means it's working. So I don't know. I just stopped taking it too. And I feel like, again, the quality of my food has changed. So not that I ate bad.
Right.
But I'm really focusing on getting a lot of what we're talking about today through food. So that is that.
Well, and you can get probiotics through food too. Like, so it's in your yogurt or your kimchi or your sauerkraut. Kefir. K-E-F-I-R.
The other one that kombucha. Yes. So you can get it through food. I definitely have a lot. Like when I'm eating yogurt, I'm having 10 ounces of yogurt.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I love it. I like my 10 ounces of yogurt, cinnamon, strawberries, blueberries, and then I have this antioxidant mix that I'm out of that I need to get from Sprouts. And it's got like cranberries, nuts, some other stuff in it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what else. It's really great. I love it. So that's what we see. I mean, again, these are very basic. And again, we've got to look at how much am I getting from my diet? Do I have the testing that shows I need any of these? Will they benefit me? And then how much of each? So just want to talk about it. But again, supplement. It's supplemental to your diet and what you eat. Remember, diet is what we eat. It's not just a fancy name for keto or something like that. And so go to your doctor. We always suggest that. You guys should be getting physicals every year. I get a physical every year. It's very important to me to see my blood, especially my thyroid, because my mom had thyroid cancer, and that's really important to me. Also, of course, my now I have to do the mammograms and all of that stuff too. So anyway, what are we talking about? Supplements? All right.
It up.
Anywho, we hope you find this information helpful for you. We want to, we always just want to give you information that's going to help benefit your life, benefit all of the things, mental, physical, emotional, all of the supplements we talked about today will benefit all of that if you didn't take that away from this. If you want more information, you can follow us on social media at Mindset and Matter Coaching. That's the team. Fit by Amanda if you want to see her directly. I don't have my own Instagram anymore, even though I do a lot of the other stuff. If you want to watch this if you want to see my legs up in the air as I would in a Brazilian wax, check this out on YouTube, The Mindset of Matter. If you're interested in having a call with us to see, hey, what could you possibly do for me in regards to my health, wellness, my relationship with my body and food, you'll have a link to the Clarity Call below. In the Clarity Call, you'll get the next best steps to what you need to do to figure out whatever it is you need to figure out. And don't forget, we have our $1 for 1 month of the Mindset and Movement Fitness app. We are also starting our September 2nd group coaching cohort of the Mindset Method. This is going to be the last cohort for this year, and we'll take you through the holidays. You get to meet Coach Desley, who has her education in psychology, plus is a personal trainer and nutrition coach. She has worked with us through multiple clients, working through the method, so she will have great expertise on getting you through that. And if anything, you want to supplement one thing in your life, supplement this.
What you say in the mind,
you see in the mirror. Goodbye.